As learned in informatics, all concepts of science and technology revolve around the humans that use and understand them. This is the same with artificial intelligence. Scientists continue to apply everything we know in order to understand and reproduce the complex functions of the human machine. However, while there have been advances in this field, it's still a field yet to find great success. To create the machine that is responsible for creating all other machines, a person must first understand all the things that make that machine. In this case, we humans work. For some, imagining a world where humans and machines could coexist among each other as equals is just as fascinating as it is terrifying. But for others, creating humans is a different process entirely.
Philosophy of the mind is our attempt to understand consciousness, the mental state, and how that relates to our physical bodies. The mind and how we see ourselves is intimately tied to and ultimately shaped by each generation's information technology. The advent of the telephone brought about a view of the mind which suggested our brains operated like connections being made through a switchboard. With the age of the computer, the belief became that our minds were like processors, fetching data, performing operations, and storing it for use later. Most recently, the mind has been related to the internet. Although the brain is in reality like none of these systems, we are more and more interfacing with one another through these technologies, and in so doing, trying to get our minds into the computer.
Cyberculture is a field related to cyber topics, including computerization, the digital movement, and cybernetics. The internet has created a culture of its own through its unique way of communicating. Through this, we see different cultural groups come out from the internet communication. Cyberpunks are people who have learned to use the internet to bypass systems and applications. The philosophy in mind of these cyberpunks is generating techniques to work around security on servers. A simple example of this would be jailbreaking the iPhone. When jailbreaking an iPhone, a user removes the original Apple setup and uses the software to reproduce the same effect with more capabilities. In cyberculture, we have discovered the ability to update software quickly and easily. Like in the Xbox 360, a person can download the newest software to upgrade their machine to the newest model without having to pay for the new one.
With every new piece of technology, the amount of information an individual receives is always rising. In today's society, between the radio, TV, and internet, people are constantly bombarded with information. One newspaper today has more information than an average person in the 1600s would receive in a lifetime. To deal with the amount of information, people must filter out what they think is useless. In order to help limit the amount of useless data people get, they often communicate less in public situations. For example, walking on the street, it is very unlikely you will have a conversation with a stranger or even make any contact with a stranger. The fewer interactions you go through in a day, the less information you will have to process at the end of it. Technology can be great in helping you find out new things, but it can also cause you to get more information than you want.